it's bizarrely romantic. Can I say that?
Yeah,
Uh,
totally.
and you're producing it.
Yes, yeah. When I read the script, Danny was already attached. Oh, obviously he had written it. He was attached to direct. He was starring in it, and I actually had said to him, in terms of like locations, I had like so many ideas, and I really want to get more, not just acting in front of the camera, but behind the camera as well. So I was like, I'd love to come on as your EP, and he was like, that would be amazing. So yeah, I think we did a really good job.
I think you did too. Do you like wearing that hat now?
I do. I feel like it comes very naturally to me. I've been in this industry for a long time, and with my family and everything, it just sort of comes naturally, and I like to be involved in the creative process as much as possible.
And in control.
Yeah, I think it's more of like having a collabor, being able to like be resourceful and being able to collaborate. And because there's always going to come up, it's not about having control. It's more like if there's a problem, let me know so I can fix it. And I'm good with like problem solving. So yeah.
Coming from a family that is a showbiz family, I personally think it's harder to kind of break through some of the walls because you don't want to rely on the name.
Right, exactly. It's interesting. It's almost like having the last name Cassidy. You're exactly right. Like it's almost like you're put under a microscope.
Mm.
Maybe it'll get you in the room, but guess what? They're looking at you even more because they're probably like, oh, this is so and so's daughter. Let's actually see if she can act. And it just turns out, I can. It's in my
You
to the
do a
name
great
rule.
job. And I'm so impressed with you being a superhero too. It's
Oh, thank you.
uh,
Thank you so much.
in the roles that you play though, does music play a part in that? Are there cadences and rhythms to the characters that you take on?
Definitely. I think that it's also interesting that you mentioned that. I've read a lot. I'm very into numerology, and I've more recently read up about it and what my numbers are. And one of the things, and it says like what my personality traits are, or what and one of them it's all about rhythm and music and artistic, and that for my being, that's something that I somehow have innately inside of me. I don't know. But absolutely.
What does a role have to have for you to say yes to it?
A substance. I think that, you know, in this case with Laura, she lost her husband. And so there's a weight. And it's also just has to feel like I have to feel like I know the character. And usually I can tell by reading it, whether I'm in the pocket or I'm not. Um, but yeah, substance, depth, and you know, be able to hope for this character to be able to contribute to the story.
I think also the surrounding characters are so well written in this as well. I mean, it's just not a two-person, kind of play. It really is enveloping.
Hmm. Everyone was really great to work with, and Harlow and Jasper, they were so sweet. They played my daughters, and it was just cool and fun to watch everyone kind of just play.
Yeah, I would imagine every set that you're on is an education of some kind.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like every second you are in different experiences and different locations in general in life, it's education, you can take it in and soak it up like a sponge if that's the way you approach things.
I do want to bring up Robert Davey because he's one of my favorite actors. He's, traditionally playing always the heavy because he's got that kind of countenance, but he's an incredibly nice person.
Yeah, totally. It's funny. I didn't really shoot much with him, but everybody again was really, really nice and inviting, and it was just a very warm set.
What do you think audiences are going to take away from this film when they see it?
Hopefully, you know, it's so clear that like one moment, and even Sammy, he says this, that one moment, your entire life can change your entire life. And that's so true. And I think it's just, they'll be able to relate to this on many levels, because she, my character's not looking for love, and she falls in love with somebody. She sees his potential and she wears her heart on her sleeve. And it just so happens she meets Sammy, and they end up, she lost her husband, she's got 2 kids, but they still somehow he plays into the dynamic of the family, because not all families, I mean, for example, I have 3 dads. Well, not 2, but 3 still, may he rest in peace. That's okay. Like, I have, you can fall in love more than once in your life. And any moment, everything can change.
Do you feel like you want to hop behind the camera and direct at one point?
Oh yeah, I feel like that all the time, all the time. Especially now that I directed an episode of Arrow, and then during the pandemic, I wrote and directed a short that it will come out soon. It's just a matter of compartmentalizing, and along with acting and writing and directing and producing, things take time.
Yeah, and of course, it's all hard work. It's all, as we stated before, it's all learning from every set that you've been on, because I think working with great directors, great producers, you kind of, that's a wonderful apprenticeship to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. I getting to create the world. When I went through the WB directors program, it was just 3-month program. And it was like I was in Disneyland. It was like, I was just like, wait, I get to actually, as long as you stay within this aesthetic, this is for television, within a show, you get to create the world. And I was like, this is awesome. I had so much fun doing it. And I have to say, like, I was really fast, and I'm really proud of my episode. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's 803 of Arrow, and it's called Leap of Faith. And yeah, it's like, I just love directing, and I can't wait to do more.
As we're winding down our wonderful conversation, by the way, thank you so much, because I know time is precious. Is there a role that you are looking to do, a type or something that you haven't played yet?
Well, I shouldn't say, well, yeah, absolutely, but I shouldn't say I can pinpoint specifically what that looks like. I love the psychology behind, as an actor, getting to like dive into the brains of like why people are the way they are, and getting them to come up with backstory and imagination, and creating a backstory for a character. And so I think, as long as, like I said before, as long as there's substance and layers, and my character really plays a part in telling a story, whether that be one scene, because that could certainly well be one scene in a movie, or whether that be every scene in a movie. It's just a matter of having these like dynamic, interesting characters that have a lot of layers. And I would love to do something different, but I feel like I played somebody who had dissociative identity disorder in Scribbler, which was incredible. I played a superhero. I've played a villain. Obviously, I've played a lawyer. I feel like I've played many different characters, and I'm just excited to see what's next. And
well, in our final moments, I do want to say that I Love Us is a wonderful film in the way that it's not pinpointed into a specific genre, because there are moments that are thrilling. There are moments that you go, oh my God, what's going on? There are moments that you laugh. It is a brilliant script.
oh, thank you. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. It was amazing to shoot, and yeah, it was wonderful. So I'm so glad that you liked it.
I did, and I enjoy talking with you. It looks like a beautiful day on the East Coast where you are.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. I absolutely will. You too. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.